Hi everyone, my name is Olajumoke Fatoki and I am the founder of the Thrive Careers Consultant and the host of the award-winning Thrive Careers podcast. I help young to mid-career professionals move from invisible to in demand through my career coaching services. And I must say, I am super honored to be here with you today through the Inspire Her Afrika platform. Thank you so much for having me. And I want to start by saying, I see you. Yes, you. Someone is wondering, who is she talking about? You. I know what it feels like to send out applications after applications and hear nothing back. I remember many years ago when I got my first real opportunity at a job or a career that I've always desired. It was like a dream come true. Guess what? It was just an internship opportunity. I think at the time I was just being paid like 30,000 or 35,000. But my heart leapt for joy. I was super excited and I took the opportunity with everything within me because I had made series of applications without any positive feedback. And this job came at the point when I was almost going to get frustrated. So I know what it feels like. I have experienced it firsthand. And I'm here to tell you, you are exactly where you need to be. And what you're building right now, it matters. Talking about job search strategies and networking, not the generic advice you can easily Google. I'm going to be sharing what actually works, especially for us as African women navigating competitive markets, whether you're on the continent or in the diaspora. By the end of our time together, you will have 3 things to walk away with: a clear, actionable job search framework, networking strategies that feels authentic, not awkward, and the confidence to know that you're doing this right. How does that sound to you? I believe by now you've grabbed your pen and your paper because we're ready to dive in. So the first thing we are going to do is to reframe the job search process. And I know this is very important because this is the part where most people get frustrated. And this is a whole mindset shift. First, let's address what a job search really is, because it's not about applying to job openings everywhere. It's actually strategic visibility. And if you do not treat it as such, you're going to end up being frustrated. Listen, your job search has 3 main pillars. First is positioning, how you present your value, how you communicate your value. This is called strategic positioning. Now, the second thing is presence, the power of your professional presence, where you show up and how consistently you show up. Now, the third thing here is persistence, how you follow through without burning out. I always tell my clients and my listeners, getting a job is a job. It can be energy draining, but you need to find a system that works, that ensures that you do not burn out, even though you are applying to jobs. Now, let me tell you this, and you have to know this and know peace, because most people won't tell you. 60 to 80% of jobs are never publicly advertised or posted. Yes, you heard me. So how do roles get filled? You may want to ask. Guess what? They are filled through referrals, internal movements, and networking. So if the only strategy you've been applying to your job search is just applying on LinkedIn and on several job boards, you need to adjust that strategy immediately. And the first thing you need to start doing is to start building quality relationships before you even need them. You need to make yourself known in your industry, create opportunities, and not just find them. Let me give you a practical example. When I landed my first multinational job, I wasn't just searching randomly for a job, and I wasn't just applying away like most people do today. What I did was to make a very strategic move. I identified 10 organizations that I genuinely wanted to work for. I reached out to them with curiosity, not out of desperation like most people do. And guess what? 3 of those strategic conversations led me to interviews, and I, of course, got the job. Now, before I move on to the next part of this presentation, I want to highlight 2 critical concepts that you must keep in mind as you navigate your job search season. Number one, networking. And I love this particular definition by the Job Bank Canada. It says, networking is defined as the process of building and nurturing professional relationships with people who can offer support, information, opportunities, and advice. It involves connecting with others in your industry or field to exchange knowledge, to share experiences, and potentially collaborate on projects or career opportunities. Networking can happen through various means, including face-to-face meetings, industry events, or on online platforms like LinkedIn. It is a vital tool for accessing job opportunities that may not be publicly advertised, as it allows you to gather information and build a list of professional contacts. Now, you see why I love that definition? Very elaborate. It tells you everything you need to know about your job search process. Now, the second concept I want to quickly define for us, and I love this definition by one of our amazing superstars, Esther Ijiwere. She's doing amazing work out there, helping women to become more visible. She says, strategic visibility refers to the intentional and value-based positioning of a person, voice, and work to align with the right audience and opportunities. It is about being relevant, consistent, and authentic in one's message, rather than merely chasing trends. Now, if you think of these two concepts together, you would understand the magic that can happen when you combine strategic visibility with networking and how that can change the game for you in your job search journey. Now, very quickly, I'll move on to the part 2 of this presentation, which is your job search framework. And the first thing I want to establish here is you need to get crystal clear on your targets. I'm sure you're familiar with the concept target audience. It's not only applicable in marketing, even in your job search, you need to have a target audience. What organizations are you targeting? Before you apply anywhere, you need to be able to answer these questions. What specific role am I pursuing? And the rule of thumb here is you need to be very specific. So be narrow, not broad. The more specific you are, the better. What industries align with my skills and my interests? What's my non-negotiable in terms of location, salary range, company culture, or whatever that looks like for you? If you've been able to define all of those things before applying to jobs, you've done like 50% of the job already. But here are the common mistakes that I see people make. Applying to everything, hoping that something sticks. This is just pure frustration because it dilutes your message and it wastes your energy. Because job searching, like I have said, is a job on its own. So you need to conserve your energy and use it where it matters. So instead of just applying away and wondering why you're not getting calls, a better approach would be to identify or to choose 2 or 3 job types and become excellent at articulating why you are the perfect person for those jobs. Now, step number 2, optimize your application materials. You can't be using a resume you made in 2020 to apply for a job in 2026. No, it won't fly. Today's resume must lead with impact, not duties, not list of responsibilities. So it should read like, I increased student engagement by 40%, not I managed social media. Also, today's resume must be tailored for each role. Gone are the days of one size fits all. You can't do that today. You have to learn how to extract relevant keywords from the job description and ensure that you have them strategically placed on your resume. Now, I know there's always this debate about what should be the length of my resume. As a rule of thumb, I always advise for early career professionals, keep your resume or your CV at maximum 1 page. And if you're a mid-level career professional, you can go on to like 2 pages. In addition to everything I've said, you also have to ensure that your resume is not missing active verbs. Some people call them power words like led, created, drove, implemented. Those are strategic words that you need to have on your resume, and you need to use them strategically as well. Now, any serious professional in today's day and age understands that they need to be on LinkedIn. So, I'm not going to go that long haul, but my question to you is, do you have an optimized LinkedIn profile, or you just have a LinkedIn account? Do you have a professional headshot on your LinkedIn profile or your picture from 1920? Do you have a headline that is searchable? For example, marketing graduate, content strategist, or passionate about edutech? Or do you have a summary that tells your story in the first person? Have you added skills that recruiters are searching for? These things are no-brainers. An unoptimized LinkedIn profile is as good as a no LinkedIn profile. I always say this to my clients and everyone who listens to me. Even when a cover letter is not required in a job application and it is not expressly stated that you do not need to submit with a cover letter, I always encourage people apply with a cover letter, but not with a random cover letter, but cover letter that is engaging, that is compelling. And what makes for a compelling cover letter? The first paragraph must talk about why this specific role at this specific company. And the second paragraph must be your relevant experience with concrete examples to back it up. And the paragraph 3 must be able to tell the story of what you will bring to the table. It must show your enthusiasm and how you want to contribute to the organization. But make sure that you keep it all under one page. Step 3, you must learn to apply strategically. Don't just hit submit and pray. Some people call it spray and pray. You must learn to apply the application power move. Apply through the official channel. Even if you found the job on Indeed or on LinkedIn, find a way to go and search for that job on the particular organization's website. Find the hiring manager or the recruiter on LinkedIn. And there's a powerful tool today that helps you to cut through the noise and get the official email addresses of anyone, anywhere that you want to reach. And it's called hunter.io. And when you get a hold of those email addresses, send them a brief personalized message even before you get invited for the interview. For example, you can say, "Hi, my name is XYZ. I just applied for the role XYZ position and I wanted to express my genuine interest. Particularly drawn to so and so about your organization. And I'd love to briefly share why I believe I would be a strong fit for this role. Would you be open for a quick conversation?" Now, let me say this. Does this always work? No, but it increases your visibility significantly. Remember the rule of strategic visibility. Now, step number 4, track everything. And this is where a lot of job seekers also miss it. They're just applying without following through. You need to be able to track by using a simple spreadsheet that you can just have different columns like company, role, dates applied, the contact person, and follow-up dates. This keeps you organized and shows you where you need to focus your energy. Remember, one of the rules of job search is to conserve your energy and use it where it matters most. Now, that brings me to the third part of this presentation, and we're going to be talking about why networking feels hard and how to fix it. I know a lot of people understand just how powerful networking is, but they don't just know how to go about it. And that's what we're going to be focusing on in this segment. I also understand that networking can feel completely transactional, especially when you're just starting out. But here's the reframe. Networking is just building genuine relationships with people whose work you admire. One of the ways you can easily network with people is through the concept called informational interview. This is a secret weapon, trust me. And what is it? It's just a 15 to 20 minutes conversation where you get to learn from someone in a role or a company that you're interested in. And it's very easy. Here's how you can request one. You can say something like, "Hi, my name is XYZ. I came across your profile and I'm really inspired by your journey in this field. I'm an early career professional exploring opportunities in XYZ, and I'd love to learn more from your wealth of experience. Would you be open to a brief 15 minutes call? I promise to respect your time." Now, during the conversation, let's say you get lucky and someone decides to say yes to you. You need to come prepared with like 3 to 5 thoughtful questions. And then you have to listen more than you talk. Ask about their journey. Ask about their challenges. Ask them for professional advice. And you can also end by asking them a very strategic question. Is there anyone else you think I should speak with? Now, research has shown that most people are always blown away by this request, and the likelihood they are going to respond to you positively is very high. So why not take a chance? One critical thing I do not want to forget, though, is after they have obliged you an informational chat or informational interview, make sure to send them a thank you message within 24 hours. This way, you are putting yourself as top of mind for those people. So when they see opportunities, you are the first to come to mind. Of course, in the online place, one of the best places to make strategic connections is through LinkedIn. And you can do this by commenting thoughtfully on posts in your industry or in your target industry. On Twitter, you can also engage with the industry leaders and communities, join professional groups and forums, attend virtual events and webinars. And don't just attend for attendance sake. Attend with a purpose. Have the specific people that you're going to be meeting up with at the end of those meetings, whether virtually or physically. Prepare a list of questions to engage them. At this point, I want to touch on something very critical. Stay with me. Most people fail at networking because they don't know how to follow up. So I call this the follow-up formula. First is the 3-touch rule. First, connection. Make an initial contact. Second touch, share something valuable, an article, an opportunity, or a congratulatory message. The third touch, ask for what you need when appropriate. Build the relationships before you need it. But let's be real, you'll get ghosted. Trust me, you'll get rejections. It's all part of the process. You have to learn to treat rejection like an ally, not like an end in itself. I love one of those premium quotes I learned many years ago in network marketing. Some will, some won't. So what? You have to try anyway, because some doors would open, some won't, but you've learned something and you can't repeat the same mistakes. So why not give it a try? And instead of staying in that place of rejection, some of the things you can do is to follow up once after a week and then move on if you don't hear anything back. Don't take silence personally, because people are busy, genuinely. And every no is practice for your next yes. And lastly, keep building skills while you search. Now, as I round up on this presentation, I want you to do me a favor. Don't just listen to this presentation and do nothing about it. This week, commit to these 3 actions after you have listened to this presentation. 1, audit your LinkedIn profile and update your headline and summary. 2, identify minimum 5 people in roles you want and send them informational interview requests. 3, apply to 3 to 5 targeted roles with personalized applications. Remember, your background is an asset, not a limitation. So take advantage of it. Your network is your net worth. Truly, learn to invest in relationships. You don't need to know everything. You just need to show enough enthusiasm and willingness to learn. Now, here's my final thoughts. The job search isn't just about landing any job. It's about finding the right opportunity where your skills, your passion, your interests, and your purpose align. You deserve that. Don't settle for less. I am rooting for you. The Inspire Her Afrika community is rooting for you. And most importantly, believe in yourself as much as we believe in you.